I actually watched one of his shorts the other day, and he talked about a fundamental that's unique to platform fighters, where he was playing a character on blasters, and somebody asked him, how do you avoid getting whiff punished on blasters?
I saw that too!
Yeah,
I got rid of that too!
And he said you basically have to move a little farther back, make it at a range, or commit to a D-light at a range that you can't get whiff punished. And in platform fighters like Smash, we call that an undershoot. You're avoiding the whiff punish by sort of spacing your attacks differently. And the undershoot D-light into an overshoot D-light is a way you can punish a whiff punish.
Yeah, Stingray has a mind for the game more than a lot of other players out there. He's able to communicate that to others very effectively, which shows you how well he understands the game. Yeah. And we have some really interesting legend choices here. Impala, of course, coming out with the Moonin, and Stingray coming out with the newest legend in the game. It's 7. We've like never seen 7 gameplay on a tournament. As he picks that up, he's able to use that almost exactly like he used Orion down signature, except this one has movement on it, so it brings you with him over towards the blast zone before launching that force of dump and sending you over to the edge.
Yeah, giant hitboxes on those 7 signatures, very strong. And now Stingray's on the cannon, another explosive weapon.
Look how much space that signature covers when you gravity cancel it to keep Impala out. Now, unfortunately, he might have been able to go for the side air there to get back over to the wall. He might have been a little bit too low for that, which is why he was going for the neutral air, expecting Impala to pressure onto him, getting the hit, and of course, grabbing the chase dodge.
All right, now Stingray back on the spear here. Oh, but Impala trying to get something started. Nair is such a good move on spear.
We've seen that so many times this weekend.
Just a dodge into Nair, super strong. Oh, went for a
those neutral signatures there, right at that 45-degree angle, trying to grab out of the air. It's and again, we're seeing more shades of Orion if we're looking at the Lance neutral signature. It's like right at that 45-degree angle, pretty close, very quick, and difficult to punish. So we're seeing the legend that made Stingray, the legend that everyone really knew him for in the beginning, right at the beginning of 2020, and he's bringing the same things over to this, so you know he's going to be a threat with this legend.
Yeah, I love fundamentals carrying over despite characters. Skill comes through, regardless of character in this game. Oh, tried to read a dodge there, but Stingray just setting up the wall. Impala cannot get the normal sight string started because of Stingray's defense here.
Stingray's movement is probably some of the best in the game. I think he thinks about movement a lot more than other players do. Not in terms of just like, I'm constantly dashing as much as I can. My APMs are through the roof. That means I'm a good player. Impala puts out a lot of APMs, but I think the meaning behind, just barely getting through that. Also grabbing the turnaround neutral there and overspacing that signature, getting the double D-light because the dodge was down after the signature. He was able to get away from it while still being close enough to punish it and finding an optimal punish that gives him the game.
Yeah, such a smart play from Stingray there. Once the dodge was over, he knew he could go for that double D-light instead of the standard D-light Sair. Yeah, just very well played.
It's like literally everything he does is mindful. There is meaning behind it, and I feel like if you point it out any moment, even if it wasn't like these big moments, like any moment in the game, you'd be like, why were you doing that? And he'd be like, oh yeah, this is why you're doing it. Like, I didn't even think of that, dude. And he's keeping Impala on his toes, not changing a legend, but of course changing the skin over to Hugin here, hoping changing up those clothes will make him feel different. So you can change clothes and go.
All right, now Impala's starting to get a little more sight stuff started this game. Okay. Sort of committing. I like just standing center stage there from Stingray. Not necessarily over-committing.
I think Scythe Dare is going to be one of Impala's best friends here. He's also doing a great job with Sidelight against Stingray's Spear, even though Stingray's spacing was so good. Oh, he picked that one up too. Another one right over in the corner. Oh, it's going to be the down signature. Impala grabs that. He was setting up for something else there, but Stingray with the D-Light into the down air, went for the close ground pound over on that wall, but Impala was too wide in the push-off column.
Stingray saying, I'm not playing Lance, but I can still boost in with this Sair. Hold this Sair, though.
Those are burn dodges, and Impala just giving him so much respect. He's worried about the vertical threat that Cannon has, especially with that Nair. Even if he just wants to throw the weapon up, it's long. There's the signature getting the KO, sending him over to the edge.
Stingray looking pretty consistent with the signatures here. Impala's now on bow. Impala. Cannon stuff.
Man.
Cannon stuff.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's Cannon stuff.
Yeah.
That is the Cannon stuff we like to see from Cannon players. That's why I'm so afraid of Cannon when I see it in a skilled player's hands. Went out there, did the weapon toss, kept his presence, unarmed side air, getting the KO.
So much coverage there from Impala, and I feel like the bow's been doing work for him. Let's see. Oh, nice. And for the recovery here, Stingray doing a great job of calling out exactly when Impala wants to come back on the stage. There's a huge mix-up opportunity there, and Stingray just knows.
And he's super optimal with his choice on how to deal with it. Like, look how effective that down air was and how safe he remained after he hit it.
Yes.
And then the second time, he didn't go for a ground pound. He still wanted to have the weapon in his hand, so he didn't throw that down. It was just another dare while he was miles away from Impala, completely safe.
Stingray knows his flow charts on these edge guards here. Super strong. Oh, wow. The movement. Sounding like me when I'm playing with sticks in my backyard.
Oh, man, the footsie game going on between these two. Impala able to use that signature very well, though. Covering the ground, Stingray was very grounded in that moment. And, of course, it's a both sides signature. You know me. I love both side signatures because you don't have to be as careful with it.
And a similar story to last game, Stingray getting a very strong lead on the second stock here. Let's see if Impala can close this one out.
I love the way he's able to use that over on the edge because it throws it out, but it also pops him back. So it gets him even further away from his opponent while still putting out a hitbox in his general area. But the neutral signature for Stingray's cannon, the big fist and the neutral air. That was a 2-stock, and he's now up 2-0.
Wow, yeah, very well played. The D-Light neutral air from Stingray. Let's see what Impala can do here. If I'm Impala, I must play better. And I think that Impala can do that.
I don't think anybody could have said that better. June,
thank you.
That was...
You know, that's why I'm here.
That's electrifying commentary right there. That's why I put the owl on your bracelet, because you are so wise.
I am very wise, and we are back on the same stage here. Let's see what... Oh, Stingray getting the weapon first. Pretty strong here.
So there was a major difference between the first game and the second game, and it's kind of what happened with Stingray, or Sandstorm in Game 4 versus Game 5, right? We talked about 655 damage that Sandstorm had to do. Okay, this bow's doing work here. We talked about that 655 damage was like, that's rough, you got to do better. Then Sandstorm did like 550 the next game, much more efficient. Juggling coming out here between the two. Last game, Stingray did over 600 damage, or the game, Game 1, he did over 600 damage. Now he did 538, so he's getting more efficient with it, just like Sandstorm did.
Oh my god, and they're both around the confirm for knockout percent. Oh, not getting that dodge read. All right, Stingray is definitely fiending for these side six here.
He knows the score right now.
Yeah.
He knows that they're both very red. He knows the score is 2-0. He knows that he's probably in Impala's head right now.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Especially, like, I don't know how many people are playing 7 in high-level, like, ranked or customs. So it genuinely could be, like, matchup inexperience because the Legend releases not allowed in tournament. There's a side light and the D-Light side air, nice little 3-piece there. The Legend's not initially allowed in tournament, so people play with it, they have their fun, and then they're like, I'm gonna put that away and pick up my more serious character that has a sword, right? So he may not really have a lot of matchup experience with how to deal with the signatures.
Do you think Impala is saying, huh, that's how that move works?
Honestly, it could be the case. Like, oh yeah, I can't dodge that, okay.
Huh. That goes a long way, but Impala getting the knockout there. Right, good juggling of the weapons here. And remaining to that scythe, I think that's pretty smart. Was doing a lot of work with that in the other games. Ooh. Try to get the dodge read. Stingray's mixing it up so well with his dodges.
He's always been like that.
Okay,
Impala! Oh! All of a sudden, just like that, can we get a slow-mo on that? I know they're going to move into this one quickly, and I don't necessarily mean the commentator who is here this weekend. I mean it's a slow-motion replay, although, honestly, I would love some slow-mo on that.
Oh, wow.
There's the D-Light into the recovery. Not quite taken off the top.
Oh, 250 on the site this game. Oh, the down air.
Perfect.
Oh,
Gets back, touches, and he knew it was over. He didn't have to throw his weapon away. He didn't have to confirm it with a ground pound. Just like that, Impala kept himself alive.
yeah, and brilliant scythe gameplay coming out from Impala. We would like to see more of that. Oh my god. Trying to call out the landing with the neutral air, but getting a bow strength started of his own.
The bow resets coming through so far. A little bit of that juggle coming through. Stingray was a little bit too high to get hit by that recovery.
And now Impala doing a great job mixing up the way he's getting back on the stage. Stingray cannot call it out with those side lights.
There's the 3-piece. And the recovery for the 4th. And the weapon toss for the 5th. Gets interrupted a little bit after that signature with the D-Light into the ground pound, but he's still in the lead.
Scythe stuff, reversal by the edge. Oh!
So you saw Impala go for the down air into the immediate ground pound. I think he mistakenly thought that it was going to bounce off the wall because that's like a regular follow-up. It used to be like all true, I believe, whether it was down air into ground pound or down air into down air. But of course, Impala wasn't really anywhere near Stingray after that because it sit under the stage given how small that wall is.
So that's the D-Light into Nair there. Super strong from Stingray.
That's going to be your true combo option to get the KO straight off the top.
Oh, okay. Good neutral here. Yeah, Impala's bow play this game. Impeccable.
Very clean. Of course, not a surprise whatsoever given his history with Kaya.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I like that from Stingray calling out the platform landing.
Oh, nice spot dodge on the side air. That landing side air, and Impala knew, like he knew on reaction, once he saw the dodge, he was like, I gotta get out of here. I'm not gonna try and find yet another follow-up because there's potential that Stingray could throw a move out, send me over the edge.
Okay, holding the center stage here. Wow, so smart with the spacing there. Stingray, very safe. Okay. All right, just waiting for Impala to get gone. Impala not committing to a Sayer or anything that Stingray could whiff punish, just kind of jumping in.
Punish the landing again. He went for the big one.
Yes. The empty movement into signature does not work for Impala, but it does work for Stingray there.
He can just cover so much ground with it. Covers in front of him. It covers behind him. Like if you try to spot dodge that and you're in pretty much anywhere, you're not going to have enough iframes. It's a lot like Diana bow side signature. That's an incredibly difficult signature to spot dodge because she starts swinging the bow in front of her and then behind her and then on top of her as well. So you just kind of have to completely stay away from it, jump away from it, or dodge up rather than trying to spot dodge even in place or dodge through towards the opponent.
Okay. Characters around the same percent here. This is so close. Oh my god. The Nair breaking up Impala's pressure. Oh, what was that? Looked like a weapon thumb. Okay. Anyway.
That's just Stingray movement.
Whoa. Okay. Now getting the scythe back. Right. Whoa. Dead zones.
Yeah, there's no firm footing to the match right now. Even though Stingray has the lead here, they're just both kind of trading hit for hit. No major momentum. Stingray just completely disengages, goes back over to the cannon. He's hoping to find, there's the D-Light into the neutral air. And I love that Stingray has been doing D-Light into neutral air because there are several cannon players out there, and maybe I'm looking too far back into history, but like I remember sitting at DreamHack Montreal, like behind Sandstorm, and people had cannon. This was probably back when he was like more opt to play Zul, and people were just like not D-Light nairing. And